All right, one of my projects here that's been going on probably for a while that I picked this thing up for a decent price here back in the spring, bought it for the cab. I'm a glutton for punishment, what can I say? Found this along the road, it ran and drove and all that. Worked out a deal with the guy. He wanted the engine and transmission. It had a 360 in it, leaked like a sieve. So did the transmission. It was an automatic. But I did get, which the Y pipe is probably different. But anyway, some spare parts here and stuff. But I'm probably going to work out a deal. The cab on this thing is all I want. It's going to need work. I have to get all this stuff out here because I got to remove. I'm going to remove the cab off this frame. In a minute, I'll show you where it's going to go. Negative is, it does have that. I may see if I can get that to work and then try and fix that headliner. I don't know yet. But anyway, nice rear window in it. Also, like I said, it has a gauge set in it, which I wanted for this thing. This is the start, and I did not get time to video it all, but cut and dry basic stuff is sitting on it right now. This is in my 24 by 40 pole barn. Done a lot of work in here too, as you can see. Should have video building this place, but actually I had a video on it of the contractor putting up the building and stuff like that, and I did a video with digging the foundation with a Bobcat excavator I rented. But anyway, been kind of busy since then, business-wise, working, blah, 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 and have been posting a few other things. But anyway, this is a, kind of forgetting what it was now. But anyway, this is the way this thing started here. It's actually a 1978 F-250 frame. The original truck I bought, the only thing left basically is right there's the original cab, which I decided not to use that cab. I may use it for parts. I don't know yet. The task for this year, because of weather coming and so on and so forth, is to remove that cab off that frame, and then it will eventually go on here, but it'll need some work. But this thing, been kind of putting it off. I did want to do a diesel conversion on one of these. Never did that before. Thought it'd be kind of cool, but went over my budget a little bit. So this frame here, like I said, that cab, the axles are the only thing original. The original frame to that cab and axles, they were literally, it was all rusted out, and this was all paper thin. So this, currently, this frame was all cleaned up, painted, repaired in places where it needed for the mounts. I have just about everything. I have a few more parts to bring over here to clean my shop out, because when I was working on this, I did get busy with customers, and then didn't video that one either. I did a timing chain actually on my orange truck. It ended up needing one. I did the the timing chain video on that, so you pretty well got the gist on that. And I don't like to duplicate things on my channel, but anyway, I'm gonna video taking that cab off in case anybody needs some help with that. But that cab will probably, I'm pretty positive it's going to get cab mounts in it. This one, as you can see there, should have cab mounts in it in spots as well. I mean, this one's okay. It does need floor work, but I think the floor is better shape on that one. I'll know when I get it off. But anyway, this is going to be, for my business, a small engine repair and tool sharpening. This truck, it's going to take me a while to build it, but what I wanted to build it is a manual, four-wheel drive. It will have a plow in the front of it. I kept the stock gears of 355 so you could highway run with it. It's going to get a locker in it. So this is going to be kind of a custom build truck, so I'm taking my time with it and just making it the way I want. Like I said, wanted to do a diesel conversion. I could not touch a 5.9 Cummins for less than $5,000. I'm sorry, I can buy a lot of gas for $5,000. So I'll take you over here So here's the transfer case. That is not the original transfer case to this truck. Those heads are. I'm not going to take them out of the bags. These are rebuilt heads for, you guessed it, a 351 modified. But I want to customize this one. This one needs pistons. I will probably show the rebuild on this. Unfortunately, this probably won't be now till next year because I got too many other things going on. As you can see, I disassembled all of it. All the parts, pieces, everything are right here. I don't want to get too crazy because I do have a budget on this to what to spend because I own a lot of vehicles as it is. So I really want to make this thing a 400. I don't really want to bore it. What I want is, and I'm going to check because this one's a 351 modified. I want a 400. I might see if I can do some wheeling and dealing to get a 400 that I can put the pistons in it that I want. Once I get to that point, then I'll figure out if I need to bore it and all that kind of stuff because it's getting kind of hard to get somebody in my area to do that kind of stuff. I have to travel away to do that. Unfortunately, I can't do that. Don't have that kind of set up to do that. But this one, there's pit marks in the pistons. It's bone stock cam. The motor, I think, has 95,000 on it originally. This is the one that was the timing chain video. That was this one here with the original, with the plastic gears, timing chain in it. So, but that's the start of my F250 project. As you can see, laying out parts and stuff to what I'm going to put on it. I have choices around headlights. I got square headlights. I'm trying to use factory Ford parts as much as I can. Like, you put the radiator mount on it. I'm going to try and clean everything up. Everything will be painted, as you can see with the frame. Is it perfect? No, but I'm a garage, shade tree mechanic that works in a garage. What can I say? This is probably going to also have, I don't know yet right away, but it may have air suspension on it. I may, just add like this, the leaf springs and everything will stay to keep the ride better. I didn't want to stiffen them up. Those springs are brand new. The shackles are all brand new bolts, everything. The front is all original. And, for having a plow on it, I might put airbags on the front, for that reason. But this will have a T18 4-speed is getting rebuilt currently. And then with that box and that rest of the cab of that, or the remainder parts of that truck where the cab is sitting on, I'd like to use that for a trade maybe from somebody for a 400. Anyway, let's see what we can get into and see if I can at least start getting these bolts loosened up today before I lose daylight. And G-Mex Senior already lubed up some of the bolts, so hopefully it won't be too bad. I got to clean that cab out. And let's get into this. Ooh, look at that. Like I said, probably going to need cab work, just like the other one. Typical Ford, I guess. But what can I say? I love these trucks. Just took the cover off the passenger side one. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I'm actually impressed at how clean that is in there. The other side does have what seems to be dirt and possible mouse nest, which is typical, but this one actually shocked me how clean this is. So I know G-Mex Senior took the old WD, which this can's almost empty, and he had sprayed them up. So we're gonna see what happens here. I obviously have to get the steering column off there too. So like I said, anybody that's doing a job like this, I want to see if I can get the socket on it. Get the socket on it. Like that. Actually, we're probably going to have to get a short socket because we're not going to be able to get... Yeah, that's too much in. Let's go get a short socket. Alright, let's see how easy or tough this is going to be. Well, guess we need a battery. Yes, we do. All right, fresh battery, bigger gun that I've had around for a long time. Many videos on this. So let's see what happens. When I hate to get an open flame out in this dry weather. You know, I could put a propane torch on it. I could get this oxyacetylene out. But I don't know what to say there. It's more than likely froze inside. It's typical the bolt will literally seize inside. So let's go try the passenger side and see once, because really what I'd rather do is just take the Sawzall and just cut it off. Less risk here because our area right now is really dry for this time of year. So let's see what we can do here. We'll go on the other side, try that one. All right, here we go now. Check that out. Well, that is a blessing in itself right there. Because very rarely, wow, ladies and gentlemen, beloved, check that out. This is a good sign here about using this cab. It's kind of why I bought it. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. And I like spare parts, what can I say? But that other side is going to be a challenge. So let's see what we can do. Shockingly enough, I just put the ratchet on it. Let's see if it'll come out now. That might be bad. Good at the same time. But look at that mess. Yummy. That's why I think mice should be eradicated from the earth. Mice suck if you don't understand out there. All right, need my other hand. All right, here we go again. I wonder if that's just spinning completely. Oh no, it is coming out. I think I broke it off, unless it's spinning. Alright, with some finagling, believe it or not, that bolt does not look bad at all. These are notorious. They will actually rust inside there, and then you can't get it apart. Now, I'm not too worried about these mounts, but when I was working on my other frame, where this cab is going to go on, I want to put all new bushings on. Well, what happens is, these are like a mushroom-shaped, how do I say, washer, I guess. And they fit together. Well, then they rust themselves together and they sandwich together kind of to hold the cab on. And it makes it twice as hard to get it apart. But it's very cool that I was able to actually save these bolts. Now, if you look, get it in the camera here. I don't know if I'll use that because there's obviously the top of it is pretty rusty. I got very lucky getting that out. But anyway, so let's get that shaft off. And it's just basically, I was gonna see if I can leave the speedometer cable on, because that, I'll probably just use that. I think that'll work. Let's get the steering shaft off. All right, so you got a 7/16, believe it or not, 12-point bolt that holds the steering shaft on here. You got to take that off. Make sure electrical wires are disconnected, like I have one here. Let's see if we can do that one-handed, even though I do have my tripod here, but that's all right. So that there's disconnected. I might steal the wiring out of this yet too. I don't know yet. Then I see what I'm going to do with the frame yet, but I might use it as a trade deal because of the bed that's on it. I don't know yet. But anyway, let's back to this. So there's, you take this cover off. This cover here, bad lighting, and let's give it a little more light here. Oh, actually my batteries are getting low on my headlight. So anyway, we'll be quick here. Let's see if this works. There we go. So you got this covered. It covers the steering column. You want to pull that off. I'm not taking the steering column off, so I don't have to unplug the wiring harness going to the steering column for your turn signal switch, four-way, and horn. So all you do is you loosen these two bolts up here, 1/2-inch head, slide it out, and then you'll be able to slide that away from the steering shaft, and that should make it loose. So I'm going to get my strapping. So I said, I'm just trying to decide how I want to lift this off, because obviously it's tight against the box. So, and I'd prefer to pull it this way away. So let's see what we can do here. So it didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to. Running out of, actually I have no daylight now and the moon's out, but it is off. So now it's just a matter of putting a couple of things together and checking this thing out and get some of these parts separated and cleaned. But I ended up cutting the brake cable off. I was going to try and save it, but look how rusty it is anyway. Yeah, sometimes things don't go the way you plan. You can mock me all you want in the comments or whatever, that I could have done this or could have done that. But I look at it this way, I got it done. And cab does need some work anyway, and I unfortunately bent that. But I may cut the roof off of this one and use the other roof. I don't know yet. Maybe I won't use this at all. I don't know yet. But a lot of good valuable parts inside the cab. And then this thing here, I'm going to move and put it somewhere else. So that does it for this video. I'm going to put a little bit in when I remove the cab and stuff off the other video. I don't want to make this too long and bore you, but hey, maybe you'll enjoy it. So way back when I first started with this, I have a whole segment to put in this. This will be the end here, and then this will be it now for a while until I get starting to put things together. I should have videoed painting it and stuff, but that's simple and basic, no big deal. But this is my F250 project. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is GMAC. Like, subscribe. If you're interested in any tools I use, as you can see, there's a couple of tools I used in the video. I'll put a link in the description for more information. Check that out. Appreciate it very much. And then I also will do a video on what I did to this, because it took a while to get my old forklift here fixed. I have a little bit of that because what happened is that seal went bad in there, and actually I had to remove the whole mast to fix this. But didn't have the time to video that because I was busy in the shop and I needed to get it done, even though it took a month in order to get the parts. So, but future video on that one, kind of a summary what we did on that, and maybe some valuable information to pass on. But thanks for watching. This is GMAC. Like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video, and remember, keep on wrenching.